Hello, everyone. Hopefully this is working. Well, so the thing about a few updates about the channel. Firstly, we should mention that it's a Happy New Year, and everything was nice and cool. That being said, there are a few things I need to say. This year has not been the best. It's been both the best and worst year of my life. The part that was good and all that was that my creative projects, like Unifont EX, my extension of GNU Unifont, has blown up in popularity, and that's cool and all. Meanwhile, my personal life has just fallen apart. At least I got this VTuber going, which is cool. Unfortunately, the problem I have is that due to unforeseen circumstances, this channel may get potentially, I might not upload for a while. So, I'm trying to make the most of things. I will also say that, this channel is... It's been an honor, everyone. It's been an honor, chat. The problem is that everything I've been doing, it's been going well creatively. Meanwhile, my personal life, online and offline, has been falling apart. I have had people, communities, and even friends betray me. I've had people, I've had academic troubles and plenty. And then I've had people just not be nice, and then I've also been ill a lot, and it's not a good thing to go through. On the plus side, though, I need to update my music projects and all that sometime in the next few weeks. And then, after all that's said and done, well, I have a lot of things I need to do. And then, once I'm all done, I need to just keep things from getting out of hand. I've also faced a lot of issues fighting against my own mind in a lot of ways, and it's not been fun. So, and even now, I'm currently somewhat ill, so excuse the sound of my voice. I also have been having issues with the energy level, and I've had a lot of issues that make my old school frequent upload schedule not happen, so it's not been good. I've also faced the fact that the people I live with haven't really been nice, especially these days. Unfortunately, I'm not able to exit that. I wish there was an easier way. And it's just... the most recent academic problems have, in fact, made it so that I kind of can't really leave when I plan to. It's a mess. On the happier topics, I don't think I ever made a proper video about this, but Unifont EX basically is GNU Unifont, but it's using a certain version of it, but then it also throws in Unifont uppers characters into the same TrueType file, allowing for some pretty interesting shenanigans, such as being able to use GNU Unifont. I've made it show up in a terminal via some changes, including the font name edits, but I've done it in a way so that you can actually... so that you can use it as a coding font, which is cool. And having Plane 0 and Plane 1 enables the Wingdings, Webdings, and Wingdings 2 and 3 to work Yeah, you also have the Zap Max because it's plain 0, but then you also have all emoji from 2018 and before working, aka old Tumblr, so emoji pronouns work. It also supports a ton of other cool stuff. It's got symbols for so many different applications and so many different industries that you can do some pretty interesting, cool stuff with it. The problem, and again, it's also not really much any larger than regular Unifont, which is cool. And for the most part, it works. The fact, and I've taken a lot of measures to make it more compatible with various environments than regular Unifont has. Like the TrueType uses some special features and has its special compatibility features turned on, so it works on systems where it needs to. And then of course it has support for, and then of course I targeted so many other formats with Unifont EX, but it's not even funny. Like I've targeted formats like all the web font formats, as well as including the obsolete ones, as well as most obsolete font formats, as well as straight up Arduino display libraries, which is amazing. So you can actually use it in like an electronic sign. Though you do need a bit of a classier Arduino to do with it, but lack of known solutions now doesn't mean they won't be developed. Regarding like the gigantic Adafruit version, or you compile that header file, but well, I tried. Funnily enough, so all the formats combined totals to 863 megs, so a 99-minute CD minus 7 megabytes. But compressed into zip, it's only 99.5 megs. Compressed with 7Z at the absolute maximum, it's actually only 50 megabytes. So a 17x compression ratio, give or take, which is cool. And mind you, some of the formats themselves are already compressed, and in the case of like the hypothetical formats like WAV3, that's technically encrypted because it uses BWTC32 key, my own compression code, which is also written in JavaScript, and thankfully, and of course I offered the whole thing in a tarball made from it, because why not? Though, downloading it has proven to be a bit of problems because it doesn't want to, because browsers think it's a text file, which it is. Unfortunately. Music-wise, I still need to update my Famicom multi-chip download for, now that it's 2025, it's been not updated for 6 years, and now I have to go and fix the darn thing, and that'll not be fun. So since nowadays, it hurts my ears. So, once I make the update to bring it back to where it should have been, or I originally want where it needs to go, I'm abandoning that thing. I'm just saying, for the sake of everyone, it's like a case of there will be no future updates. And for that one. And for some stuff, and then I have to make Tyraland A update and B not buggy anymore. Because there's some MIDIs that once you put the 88 Pro stuff in there, some MIDIs that break horribly. Well, that's what I get for trying to make 88 Pro and 8850 out of the GMGS that's already there, but I tried. So I gotta fix that. My MT32 soundbot needs a lot of the optimizations I made for Tyraland several times ported over, then as well as bug fixes as well. So that will not be easy. It doesn't help that I've had low energy levels, including today, so it's not exactly a fun thing. I was going to do a lot of this over summer, but for energy reasons it didn't happen, and of course, it's just been, this past year has been nothing but problems with it for creative reasons, but and I've had been able to do only quick updates, which is nice and cool, but it's not been a great experience, to say the least. And so, this puts us at an impasse. I gotta get everything I've done finished, including like 3D art, done in the next 3 weeks, and then we can talk about, and then I just gotta ride out the further future. I don't want to say they only have 3 weeks left, but it seems like it. Unless somehow certain things are more incompetent than they lead us to believe, or if they are just as incompetent as they were in the past. Read between the lines. So that's that. I've sort of... At least I'm not in the worst of situations. Close, but no. But it's still not a good thing I'm dealing with. And I don't exactly have a way out either. Partly due to my own foolishness years ago, but... Well, we all make mistakes in life. And sometimes we think of our choices in life, which is something we all should do, because this is not exactly a happy video, but at least I get to do my criticism. There's stuff coming. I just want to make good on all of it before it's too late, so there's all that to consider. And remember, IO domains don't work, or may stop working this year. Well, actually, they're being decommissioned, but, well, or, I don't know what the true status is now. ICANN hasn't said anything yet, so, not that I own an IO domain, it's more that the GitHub and SourceForge I use as web hosting for all my stuff may end up changing their URLs, and that might break some stuff. And if I can't maintain that due to whatever the case may be, then we're up the creek without a paddle, and it's unfortunate. So I have a lot of things I need to take care of, but it's... And again, I'm using this VTuber thing with the VRM model I made. I'm using this program because I'm broke. I could use more features of it, but I'm broke and I don't have the funds. Also, it's so badly coded I can't even game during it because it just delays all the inputs, unfortunately. Like, it delays other apps' inputs because I'm too busy searching for hotkeys. It's ridiculous. But it has better eye tracking than anything else I've tried, so... yeah, that's a thing. Anyhow, I wish things could have been better, chat, and it's... but then again, I am somewhat grateful that I didn't start off in somewhere other than where I am. Because I don't see how that would have been a good idea given certain things. So, it's more that I just worn out my welcome. Potentially. And so, this has not been a fun experience. But it could have been worse. And it still could be worse, but, well... I've just not been in the best frame of mind recently, to tell the truth, and it's not a happy experience, but... And again, people say that's life, it's just kind of advice I don't need. I mean, I already know it, but, like, I don't need the reminder. Also, I feel like I'm being micromanaged constantly, but that's beside the point. And honestly, I've just had a disastrous way of things went. And so I'm honestly just wishing that things go okay, or that somehow things go okay even if I'm not the one who actually ends up... I wish things were okay even if they aren't exactly the best, so to speak. But you know, people are people, and So I was hoping this new year would be a good one, but it may as well potentially be even worse than the year I've already had. But if it isn't, I'll let you know. If I'm still able to do stuff, I'll let you know. But it all depends on how far things go in my locale, to say the least. Funnily enough, the alternative I was considering ain't really possible either. Well, A, because of me erroneously assuming something about them, and B, the other problem is that they're going the same direction too. So it's not a good choice thing. And again, I've pedochromia, which is hard to do now, which I got working in VRoid, but like it's ridiculous how overpowered that program is, and it's good, but yeah. And this model could look better, but I don't have the funds to unlock features in the VTuber Maker yet, so the garbage will have to do. To quote Star Wars. And just when you think everything is... It's funny how fate seems to have a sense of irony. And honestly, I wish things had gone better for me, but I mean, I feel like everything that's been happening has been the most ironic outcome possible, and it's annoying and exhausting to deal with. So that always feels like it's just my luck. I mean, I have had her currently all three forms. RGB was hard to do, but and again, I'm tired. I just woke up. But, well, you know, it is what it is. But I wish things had gone better when they did, but I would say I'm not exactly in the best frame of mind these days, and I'd honestly be... I mean... I wish that I had an answer for a lot of questions I have. But I might not get one, and I may not even be able to get one. So, I'll tell you, and I have a lot of plans for depending on how wrong things go. Honestly, I'm hoping that a lot of people's panics aren't true. Hoping for that. Because if they are, well, I've only got 3 weeks. Vinny and I always didn't buy into the panic about the whole situation's root cause, and then it happened anyways, so I'm not exactly the happiest right now. The worst part was I learned of it on the absolute best day possible, so this hasn't been a fun year. This new year will not be fun either. But, you know, it is what it is. If I don't upload for a while, please assume the worst. Not what you're thinking worst, but still, assume that I'm indisposed for one reason or another, and it's not going to be permanent most likely, though. If it is, well, how would you possibly know about it is the thing. Not that it would be my doing, but it's more the doing of my locale, if you catch my drift. See, the problem I've had these days is that, well, I mean, also, I still have Twitter, but I don't use it. I think you might as well know why, though, honestly. And this year I've had to deal with other sorts of unfortunate things going on, and it's just been not a good series of events these days, and creatively things have been going excellently, though everything else about my life that has nothing to do with my creations is going badly. So, it's unfortunate. But, honestly, and truth be told, I've not been handling it well. Seriously. And then the worst part is that a lot of things I'm being blamed for things that didn't actually happen. So, just when you think people are being really difficult about things, it just spirals and people end up losing all traces of their humanity, and that's unfortunate. People I was friendly with showed their true colors, and it was not pretty. And, I have a way out of... some of the situations resolve themselves. Others require a bit more efforts to fix it. And now this may rock the boat a bit, but, and I don't like having to go about it in the first place, but unfortunately, I don't seem to have a choice in the matter, but to deal with it that way, and it's something and again, the whole thing is over something incredibly silly. Something that got resolved, but they wouldn't let me live it down, so and again, they even were to blame for a lot of why it was possible in the first place. So, I have to go and, just salt the earth there, and if the results are not exactly as, and it might create a sort of vacuum in terms of it would probably also do a PSA. At least I hope more means of fixing it than most people, but, I shouldn't have to do this in the first place. But then again, I found that my incessant talking is not something... It has frequently ended up in people hating my guts, which is unfortunate and not good. Especially these days, given the people involved. And the worst part is that if I were surrounded by better people, none of these situations ever happen. I would not be as negative a person. I would also I'd be happier, and I'd be able to do more voice chat, and be able to do all sorts of things. Voice training, but I don't exactly have the best people in my orbit. In fact, I have some of the worst possible sometimes. A friend of mine told me I have a tendency to attract toxic people, and I would not argue with that based on experience, which is unfortunate, but it's just been a roller coaster this past year, and honestly, 2023 was better. Still whack, but at least it wasn't as bad. it's just been a wild ride these days, and I wish things had gone differently, but as they say in Gaming Wildlife, the world is not some fairy tale dreamland you think it is. Or at least, that's what I'd be told by people in my orbit, but they're the problems to begin with, so... In life, some things we assume are usually understood to be bad ideas are occasionally seen as great ideas by the silliest of people, I guess. Oh, and if you're dealing with someone who you think isn't exactly doing well, the last thing you should do is silence and block them. But unfortunately, similarly in that, if you block someone for hyperverbalism due to ADHD, well, guess what? You're not respecting the rights of people who from that sort of background. So, if you hate my guts in that particular way, then, well, you have made your position clear. Showing your true colors, I guess.